Well, bad political leadership, corruption, the looting of state assets, the alleged manipulation of the judiciary and the appointment of certain individuals to state enterprises, which are seen as rather peculiar. These are all the reasons for the specific problems we face, the economic problems, within, admittedly, a global economic crisis, an ongoing global economic crisis. Now, this is not said by me, although I happen to agree with it. It's said by commentators both here and abroad and among international investors. They've been saying it for some time, and much more so, especially since the incredible revolving door debacle with our finance ministers. You know, you will remember that. 3 finance ministers in 1 week. Nhlanhla Nene sacked, Des van Rooyen appointed, Pravin Gordhan then brought back in, and he's now still there. Now, this attitude of what is really the core problem within South Africa is borne out also by Pravin Gordhan's recent roadshow to Britain and to the United States. In terms of problems, you get a number of names mentioned. Not COSATU, not FEDUSA, not NACTU, not trade unions, not even VAVI or NUMSA. The names most commonly mentioned when talking about the problems we face here are Zuma and Gupta. So I hope that this actually puts to bed once and for all that common mantra that we hear from groups such as the Free Market Foundation and others who seem to have little grasp of economic history, that it is trade unions and restrictive labor laws that are to blame for our specific economic problems. You know, the fact is that there were 3 trade union federation representatives on this roadshow as well. And they were accepted everywhere they went. Not because they have suddenly dropped their resistance to the National Development Plan, the NDP, which is supported by Pravin Gordhan and the government. Not that they have changed their attitudes at all, not that the labor laws are going to be loosened or in some way changed, not at all. But they went on this roadshow for a very specific purpose. They see the problem being that if we have a further withdrawal of investments and our credit rating is dropped down to junk, it will harm not only workers and the poor, it will also harm business. For example, someone who owns a mine or a factory can't simply stick it in their back pocket and walk off with it. This is the sort of thing, the threat of the junk status that COSATU has called blackmail. Well, I suppose they could say the same thing about the unions saying, well, hang on, this is also going to harm your profits. But that is actually true. And what the unions are really saying is, we don't together all want to be dragged over a precipice by a bunch of people, whether they be ratings agencies or panicky investors. Anyhow, that's going to be the focus of my Inside Labour column, which you can access on this platform, Fin24, tomorrow, and a version of which will appear in the City Press business section on Sunday. In the meantime, it's over to you. Let's hear what you have to say about our specific problems. Just send in your comments, your criticisms, your suggestions to editor@fin24.com. That's editor@fin24.com. And for this week, that's all from me. Cheers.